Hey, welcome to my journey. Boy, have I got chocolate for you today. That's right, we got some chocolate today. It was David's birthday party. It was a surprise, and he was so excited. He liked that. He turned 60. Oh, you can't see it. He turned 60. I got some little 60 balloons back there. And when I asked him earlier this week, had he picked his birthday dessert, he said, and I quote almost verbatim, "Make that chocolate cake you make." So I knew what he was talking about, because when I got the recipe back in the early 90s, it was from a church lady, and she was a senior back then, and she's been gone many years. I don't know where she got it, how long she had it, but it's old, and it is delicious. The first time I made it, I've never made another scratch chocolate cake because I never needed to. Never needed to. This is the end all be all for me. This is the most delicious chocolate cake ever, and it's very rich and very chocolatey. It's a very nice moist cake. It's to me it's perfect. It's the perfect chocolate cake. That's me. Your mileage may vary. We love it. Everybody today loved it. Everybody just couldn't get over how delicious it was. And like I said, it's the only one I make. So I thought when I was making it this morning, why not film it and share it? Because it's a party-worthy cake. You know, family get-together cake. It's not diet. It's not a hack. It's not a box. It's from scratch. So I just wanted to share it. All right, well, that's all I know. We'll turn around and start cooking. We want to begin by spraying our pan. You want a 9x13, and for cakes, I like to use Baker's Joy because it has flour in it already. You can see how thick it is. It works really good for baked goods. So we'll spray that and set it aside. First thing we'll do is whisk together our dry ingredients. You want 2 cups of self-rising flour and 2 cups of sugar. Half a cup of cocoa powder, and 2 teaspoons of baking soda. No baking powder, baking soda. And we'll just whisk this together really well. Need 1 cup of oil. I'm just using vegetable oil. You don't want anything strong flavored like olive or avocado. And we want 1 cup of buttermilk. I'm just using the whole buttermilk. That's what my store had. Now I need 1 cup of hot water, which I heated back here in my little kettle. And 2 eggs. And a teaspoon of vanilla. Now we just need to whisk this together really well. Now we just need to pour it in our prepared dish. This will bake at 350 for about 40 minutes, or until the cake is done near the center. Stick a toothpick in it. Make sure it comes out clean. I will just, let me get that off of there. Kind of tamp it down to get rid of the bubbles. There you go. We're going to pop it in the oven, and we will make our icing. We'll go ahead and make the icing because it can sit and wait, and we can, well, we'll do it, and then I'll tell you. So first you want to melt 1 stick of butter. No substitutes, 1 stick of butter. So we'll let that melt. The butter melted, so we took it off the heat. So what we need to stir in next is 2/3 cup of cocoa powder. We're just going to whisk it in until it's completely dissolved in the butter. All right, now we have 3 cups of powdered sugar and 1/3 cup of milk, any kind of milk. What I have on hand is skim, so that's what I'm using. It'll be fine. You can use any kind of milk you want to use. And we're going to do it alternately. So I'm going to do a little bit of sugar. A little bit of milk. Yeah. You just want to keep whisking until it's nice and smooth. And then now we need a teaspoon of vanilla. And it is perfectly fine to leave this sitting until you need it. And if it sets up, just thin it down with as much milk as you need. So next up, we'll put it together. The cake got done after 40 minutes. It started to cool, and you can see that the edges, they pull away from the pan a little bit. It does not rise in the middle. It's a little sunk, but it's fine. It didn't affect the cake. The icing's cooled about an hour and a half, and I left the whisk exactly where it was because I wanted you to see what it looks like when it was cool, not that I went and stirred it up any, just after it sat there. And you can see that it stayed nice and loose. If you did need to add milk, you could do it at this time. But it just pours on the cake, and it is just so creamy and so smooth. Now it will set up a little more as it cools. So while, I'm sorry about that, while you can't frost a freestanding cake, I guess you could call it, it is perfect for one that you're going to leave in the pan. So there you have it. I will try to, if I can remember when we cut it, get a picture of it cut so you can see the inside. I definitely will get a picture of it. I will remember to show you what the inside of the cake looks like. I mean, because you want to know what the cake looks like, right? Okay, well, that's what's coming up. Here is the finished product. You can see how beautiful the cake is. And I want you to see the icing, how it's set up. You saw how runny it was, but you see it's set up. And this come from the middle. This is the side on the middle. So you can see how it's set up. It's a wonderful icing. Look at that beautiful cake. So yeah, we loved it. And this right here is really too big of a piece because it is super, super rich. A little bit will do you. If you have a need for chocolate, this is your cake. So anyway, it went over well. David thoroughly enjoyed it, as did everybody else at the party. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you on my next one.